So I'm live. This is going to be like a, I don't know, it's going to be a quicker type of video. What I'm doing today is I just got off work and I wanted to do like a flea market haul. So it's been a while since I've gone to the flea market. Now I'll start off like just with like I went into a comic shop on the way there, and it was just asking about the Fangoria magazines, see if they had any Fangoria, any Rue Morgue or Scream or any of those horror magazines. We don't get them around here very much. Once in a while, we'll see one show up at the at a Cole's bookstore close to here. So I went in, I asked them about it. They don't have it, and they're not sure if they're going to be getting Fangoria in. They still want to find out what they're going to be doing with that. So right now, so I just went in and they had like some free comic stuff. So I'll show you that. Then I'll get to my flea market haul because I got a few different things. So I just grabbed a few. This is like pretty simple stuff. I'll get to the flea market stuff in a second. I just got to grab some pretty, so you know, those free comics that they had there. So hopefully something's going to like, because I've been wanting to get back into, hey James, how's it going? I want to get back into reading a lot of this stuff again because I do spend a lot of time at work where for reading. And I got this one, A Walk Through Hell. So not quite sure what this is, but I'll check it out. Then Jugged the Hunger, which I think is the Jugged werewolf story. And if it's anything like the Sabrina show that I've watched the first couple episodes of, I really like that. So we'll see there. There's like a Goosebumps Monster at Midnight. Hey Reality, hey Mikey, how's it going? First time catching live, huh? Pretty good. I got a little flea market haul to show you, and we'll see where it goes from there. And first off, I'm just showing you some stuff that I grabbed at the comic shop today. Also got John Constantine Hellblazer. I'm a huge Constantine fan, and I picked up this one here called Crush because I like those. Yeah, these are all comics. They're all like so they're just like freebies that I picked up at the store when I was out looking for Fangoria and see if they had any like back issues of any like monster magazines or anything like that. Unfortunately, they didn't. I went around to I went around to a couple different places today. I went to the flea market. Went around through the whole area, and I was almost like gone through. I didn't really see anything there. There's this lady there that like these TV shows and box sets there for like $1 each. Now, before I went there, I went into one of my favorite little like bookstores that carries some DVDs as well, and I picked up this. What's really neat about this is I think this is one of those VED kind of like burn on demand ones. Now, I don't think I've got any Lionsgate like burn on demands, so this is new for me, and it's a TV series. And I did go to school and to college with the I think it was the cousin of one of the lead actor of the show actually. So the show, and I really like the show actually, it's called Endgame. Solving crime is a game of strategy. So basically, Endgame, if you've never ever seen it, it's about this guy here, played by Sean Dial, and his wife gets murdered in an explosion, and he gets severe agoraphobia. So he lives in this hotel, and he has these people kind of work with him that like he solves mysteries, and he has people kind of do the legwork for him. Well, he kind of like stays in the hotel and he tries to solve the mystery of his wife's murder and see if he can actually get outside. So actually, pretty cool. There's one of the actresses in it, most horror fans will know, and that's Catherine Isabel, who of course is in the Ginger Snaps films. So it's a 3-disc set. Watch Rob Zombie's Halloween as well as Resurrection. Resurrection is one of those, it's bad but good. Yeah, basically it's so bad it's good movies. A lot of people that like really, Resurrection for a long time considered, oh, this is the most horrible movie ever made, especially when it came to a lot of the Halloween stuff. But in recent years, I found that Resurrection is getting a lot more fans, specifically Busta Rhymes' character, which was considered, oh my God, he ruined Halloween, is actually getting a lot more fans for he's kind of like the over-the-top kung fu, like wisecracking performance. So I do agree with that actually. I think it's just so silly and out there that I actually have fun with it. But this was the first thing I got, like the atmosphere of Resurrection. There was a couple places that they were going to go with it. Now, he wasn't allowed to go where he wanted to go. He wanted to go much further. I'm not sure if where he wanted to go would have worked, because what he wanted to do originally was have it way more like interactive and way more reality based. Did you see that aspect of the cameras on the Reds? He wanted to have like different endings for the film. He wanted to have a lot of it shot with the camera and like really kind of go way further and deeper into that than he actually was allowed to do. The studio made him pull back on that. and that's for Resurrection. But Endgame, if you've never seen it, this only says season 1, but this only lasted one season. It was only like 13 episodes, but I really did like this. So if you've never seen this one, definitely worth checking out sometime. Now, my better half is a big fan of this show, so they're $1 each. So I picked these two up. We don't have any more seasons of this show, and you guys can let me know if you actually like this. Saving Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween 4 for Wednesday night. Watching 3 on Monday or Tuesday. I'm actually going to see Halloween 2018, which I haven't seen yet, on Tuesday night. So I'm looking forward to that. So fingers crossed everything will go okay, and we'll have a good audience there. So first up is Will and Grace Season 3. Now my better half's a huge Will and Grace fan. I don't know a lot about this show. I didn't really watch a lot of it when it came on. The girls are hot, I guess. So that's a plus. Hey Rich, how's it going? I also got her Will and Grace Season 5. I think I'm going to enjoy the movie too. Not yet, Entertainment Wizard. I'm going to see it on Tuesday, and then we'll have a talk about it here actually. So yeah, I don't expect a masterpiece. It's a Halloween sequel. I expect it to be above like what we've gotten in recent years, but I'm not expecting. I'm just expecting to have some fun. So Will and Grace Seasons 3 and 5. I don't know if you guys know this show. It was popular. I think it came back on, but it's one that my better half really enjoyed. So I picked that up for her. Now, it could have been. You never know. Maybe the next one. So I grabbed this one here because I used to have all 4 seasons of this. Now this is the 3rd and 4th season, and I was a big fan of this show actually. And I got these, and these are like new. Did you like the remake? I thought it was a lot of fun actually. I don't think it's as good as the original. Now I'm kind of biased. Oh, right on. Me too. I'm really been trying hard, Mikey, to avoid spoilers, and I've stopped looking at trailers, all that type of stuff. I just really want to go in with a clean slate. I'm not going to go in with too much with overly high expectations. I just want to see a fun movie. Yeah, there, fun movie. Yeah, that's exactly what I want out of it. So I grabbed Pretenders Season 3. I was a huge fan of the show, and I really wish this one went longer. I've only seen the first trailer. I haven't seen any of the other trailers, so we'll. That's the reason for that actually, because I don't want to have it ruined for me. I actually started watching the second trailer and actually turned it off because I was worried I'd see too much. And this is the final season of Pretenders, Season 4. This is a really fun show, and it's basically, if you've never seen it, this guy pretty much, hey there, Savan, how's it going? He can learn anything like in a short period of time. He goes in. He pretends. Now the next one is almost a complete series, so I'll go through this fairly fast. It's like one season away from a series, but because of the season that it is, it doesn't really matter that it's one season away. And this is not a show that I watched a lot, so for me, it's going to be kind of cool to actually check this out. This is a comedic show, and I don't usually buy a lot of comedy stuff unless it's something that kind of like looks interesting to me. And this kind of seems like my type. I think I've seen a couple episodes of this. I haven't seen much. Apparently, yeah. Who's your second favorite YouTuber? I'm assuming I'm your favorite. So what did you win and who's it from? I want to know who your second favorite YouTuber is. See if somebody that I watch. Yeah, exactly. Congratulations. I'm kind of curious who it is, though. I want to know who had the contest. So we'll wait here until Savannah tells us who she won the contest from, and then we'll go on. Because I'm always looking for good new YouTubers to watch. Radio silence from Savannah. She's just too excited to type. So the show that I'm going to show you, by the way, ran for 9 seasons. See if you guys can figure it out. Ran for 9 seasons, and in the 9th season, the last season, they completely changed the entire cast. So for the first 8 seasons, they had one cast, and in the 9th season, they got rid of the rest of the cast. The old cast didn't want to come back. They thought they'd do like a new season with new cast members, kind of like Saved by the Bell, but it didn't work out. And Big Polly was like favorite. Oh, cool. Nice. Congratulations. I don't know if I've seen. I got like some stick. I was having some waffles. Okay, 7. Tim Durling. Tim Durling. Well, that name sounds familiar. And I've seen Canadian Stub Muffin because you guys actually kind of like showed me that. Tim Durling. I'm trying to remember if I know him or not. Like as a YouTuber. Oh, you're talking to the group about me? Oh, did they know who I was? If they didn't, well, thank you for actually mentioning me. Is it? Oh, it's kind of a recent. Yeah, I'd say it's a recent show. I'll be honest with you, I don't know a lot about it. I'll couple it. Oh, nice. Hopefully, they had nice things to say. But so it's a comedic show. Oh, I love Out and About, so I'm definitely going to check it out. I'm a huge Out and About fan. I just like finished watching a couple of Out and About videos just now. I'm a big like fan of video game hunting videos. So like the Game Chasers and Reen Bean, and oh god, there's so many of them that I watch. Oh yeah, so the show I totally forgot about it. It was on here in my lap. Hey Jay Swim, how's it going? So it's almost a complete series. I just want to have the season with the other cast members. So without further ado, because nobody's guessed it yet, it's not 2.5 Men. Although my who's it? I think my mom's a huge fan of that show. I haven't seen a lot of it. I've seen some of that show. This one here, I'm pretty going in kind of blind. Out and Abouts are fantastic. I would love to do more Out and Abouts, and I haven't done one since I was in St. John's, and hopefully I'll get to do one here sometime. So it is this one right here. So Scrubs, the complete first season. Now what's cool is you even got the sticker still on it. I opened it up. It looked like it. Yeah, I have the first season of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. But I don't have the other two. I got to get the other two. And I like the cast. I really like this guy right here. He's usually funny in everything that he's in. So him, I like. Zach Braff, I kind of like the Garden State, but I really haven't seen him anything else that I can actually think about. So, Scrubs. And one thing you're going to find out, I haven't seen Hellfest yet. You don't like Scrubs? So, the season 2, still the same cast, I guess. Season 3, by the way, John McGinley, thank you. I really like that actor. That's why I picked it up, actually. I don't know very much about the show. I know it's a comedy, and it's set in a hospital, and Zach Braff is a new intern or new going in there. But John McGinley is an actor that I really like, so I usually watch his stuff. Now, none of these others, only season 1 is open, so maybe she didn't like Scrubs either. Or she bought it from somebody and they fell off a truck or something like that. So, season 4. It's pretty much the same cast, I guess. I'll throw it. Season 5. House I am. But I'm not a huge medical, ironically, I'm not a huge medical person. I used to watch St. Elsewhere back in the day. I watched a bit of Bones, and I like some aspects of it. Certain things, like later in the seasons, I wasn't too fond of. But I did overall, I did enjoy the show. I'm guessing Zach Braff is like really, I hope John McGinley has a big part in the show, because I really find that whenever he's on the show, he kind of elevates it. He's got a very cool, sarcastic sense of humor that I can relate to. Because I also have a very sarcastic sense of humor that doesn't come off here most of the time. So yeah, it looks like they kept the entire same cast for the first 8 seasons. So I got this for like $1 each. Like 7 of the 8 seasons are gone, or are gone, or are not even open. So for that, so overall a pretty cool day at the flea market. That stupid Mrs. Butterworth is stuck onto my hand. But yeah, I haven't seen like a lot of. I don't watch a lot of medical dramas. I find that not the medical ones. Bones I like because it was more comedic, and I like the House for the mystery aspect of it. Chicago PD, Chicago Fire, Chicago. I got a friend that watches all those. Now I watched Law and Order SVU, and I tried to watch the first episode of FBI. Oh yeah, it was fantastic. It's just that I used to get paranoid watching all those shows. But so I'm watching FBI. This is the first episode of the season, and so there's this little kid. He goes in, and something blows up, and then somebody else goes somewhere else, and something else blows up, and then someone goes somewhere else, and someone else blows up, and I'm like, yeah, that's enough explosions for me. I think I'll stick with Law and Order. Maybe if I hear some good stuff about FBI down the road, it is like a Dick Wolf procedural, but way too many explosions. I watched it originally. I remember I started watching it in the beginning because there was a cute girl on it, and she died in the first episode, and then I went back and I watched it again a little bit later. I love Hill Street Blues. Be careful out there, and she was alive again, but she was a different character. It was the same actress, but she was playing a different character on the show. So I guess they realized that they made a mistake, who and brought her back. But I really like George Clooney on there. I remember him like one of the episodes he's like sleeping in like this looks like his daddy sleeping on one of those things, which is really cool. I like George Clooney's character. He's got this kind of effortless charm. He's always had that, even back in the early days. Even when he did Batman and Robin, which was not a good movie, and he's like walking through it. Basically, it's George Clooney saying, "I'm cashing a check," but he's still, he was George Clooney. See, I'm not a fan. I tried to watch Final Girl. I watched it once, thinking it was the good Final Girls. It wasn't, and I tried watching it again, and it just came off as like pretty cheap. Oh, you binge watch? I do too. Criminal Intent I really, really like because it's weird, and so am I. Celia Ward, I really like Celia Ward, so I would definitely check that out because I am a fan of hers. There was a show that came out. What kills me though is I start to watch shows, I start to like them, and then they get canceled. I like this show called Stalker, and basically it was a series. It's right up my alley. It's like this creepy series, and it's about this team, this police team that what they deal with stalking incidents. They deal with like stalkers, and they have some really cool twists. And they take music and make it like, hey, of course, it's not just for my charming personality and my dashing good looks. That's not it, Savannah. SVU, Law and Order, Criminal Intent. Yeah, SVU is the best. SVU is the best because they took the time, I found, to develop the characters a lot more in SVU than they did, and than in the original Law and Order. To be honest with you, the original Law and Order seemed like a revolving door characters that never really came around. No, I'm going to show that it's one of my all-time favorites. Let me know what it is. We haven't talked to you much. Chuck, I got all 5 seasons, Rich. Yeah, thank you. So you like Stalker too, and it was building up that the guy from the first episode, and he was like kind of weaving his way into the girl's life, and dating her best friend. It was getting really, really good, and then it seemed like it was rushed, and there was a lot of stuff there that should be. I'm not too weird, just a little bit, just enough, right, James? It seemed like there was like just that it should have went much farther. So November. Well, what I do is I watch the horror movies, and I watch horror movies anyway. But I'll stop. I'll watch some action and some, I'll watch a bit of horror every once in a while. Then coming closer to Christmas, coming into December month, I get into my holiday horrors. I heard about Luke Cage being canceled. I expect Jessica Jones to be canceled next, actually. And I love holiday horror films. That's one of my favorites. My better half is actually getting me the Silent Night, Deadly Night 2 Scream Factory Collector's Edition is coming up for Christmas. I actually requested that one. But yeah, Luke Cage was canceled. Iron Fist was unfortunately canceled. And it just isn't good, actually. I expect Jessica Jones to be canceled any day now. Fox, Freaky. I remember Freaky Links. Titus was amazing. That only ran like 2 seasons, right? Titus did with Stacy Keach. I think it was 2 seasons. I think it had one short season, one like regular season. Because if you buy the series, buy the set, it's the complete series. And I think it's like just the first 2 seasons. Absentia. It sounds familiar, but I don't remember it. I can almost remember a cover. Is that one of those that had the cover with the person reaching out? Like there's so many of those covers with like the person reaching out. And usually it's a girl, and she's usually on the floor or something like that, and she's like reaching out, like she's getting pulled back or there's something like that. There's a whole bunch of covers like that. Trust me, just look them up. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. No, I'm not going to get the James. I'm not going to go for the figure edition of it. I love NECA figures, but I do find that those editions are kind of pricey, especially when you got to put it over to when you got to bring it over to like to Canadian dollars. So I'm hoping that maybe just like the other figure, they'll put one out on its own. I know Scream Factory were kind of pissed about that originally because they thought they had an exclusive right on the original figure, and it didn't work out. But I'm glad actually because I'd like to see them get maybe limited exclusivity or something. Oh yes, you got to meet him. Yes, I'm a huge fan of New York Rippers. You know, 4K. Should have told him I'm a big fan. But I can imagine. I would love to meet William Lustig, and I'm a huge fan. I'm just a huge fan of Lustig's. The stuff that he's done, like in movies, and stuff that he's done for collecting and collectors in general, with Anchor Bay and with the Blue Underground. That can't be like it can't. It's hard to top that. I mean, like we got all this here now. The Final Countdown. I don't know if I'd re-get the Final Countdown. I'd like it, but I don't know if it's a 4K need. I never heard of William Lustig. You wouldn't have them. In a lot of ways, I credit William Lustig for a lot of the stuff that we have right now. So, the Savannah, Anchor Bay, which kind of really helped start. It's not a big company now. It used to be. You started the genre collecting, and he started putting the first Argentos and the Evil Deads and the and Army of Darkness and like Halloween and all those. They put them out first. They put them out collector's editions of them, all this type of stuff. Then later on, he would go from Anchor Bay, and and then he would go and do Blue Underground, which became another big company that took a lot of the movies that Anchor Bay had and brought them over there and like did even better versions of them. No, William Lustig is also a movie director. He did movies like Maniac and Maniac Cop and Uncle Sam, and Maniac Cop 2 and Maniac Cop 3. So that's William Lustig, and he's got a very like much like Abel Ferreira, strong within the New York aspect of it. So yeah, well, without him, and then of course we got movies like Scream Factory, companies like Scream Factory and Arrow Video and all that now. But Lustig was kind of a trailblazer when it came to that type of stuff. Nobody knew back then that the genre stuff was going to work. Oh man, I wish they wouldn't. I really want Ilsa, but I don't want just she with the SS. I want them to do a set. It's like when Scream Factory just put that random Blind Dead film. I don't want like a random Blind Dead film. I don't want like just one Ilsa film. I want the complete set like they did. There was a complete set of Ilsa films put out before. I love to see like a Blu-ray. It doesn't have to be like a Blu-ray. It doesn't have to be a complete 4K restoration. Just give me a Blu-ray. Even a 2K restoration is good enough for me. But put some nice features on there. That's kind of what I want to see with Ilsa. Now they announced the Arrow Video releases for January, and as expected, they weren't a lot to be really excited about. I used to, but I don't come to tell so much anymore myself either. A trilogy. Yeah, you should try to buy a trilogy. Actually, is there 3 or 4? Because there's one kind of like is Greta the third one, or is like Greta kind of like an offshoot that they named Ilsa afterwards, something like that. I can't remember now. Because there's Ilsa, She of the SS, and I know there's Tigress of Siberia, and there's at least three that I think are legit, and I think there's one that's not so legit, but it's still got Diane Thorne in it. It's actually, she's named a different character, but I think they named her Ilsa, like because there's Ilsa, because there's Greta the Wicked Warden, I think. Oh, I can pretty much bet, Savannah, that eventually the Saw movies are going to come out on 4K. It's Lionsgate, and I don't know what to do with them. I don't think they're going to they'll give it a remaster, and I don't think we'll get any new features. I'd be very surprised if we did, but great if we do. But I don't think we're going to get like the 4K. It's not going to be anything like some of the bigger ones that got well, Saw's big, but I don't think they're going to put like any more features onto it. Lionsgate wants to reclaim the horror genre. What to do that, and what they have to do is they've got to look into what's out there. They have to look into things like, I'm glad that they're like 4K, the remasters are getting done, but what I want to see them do is like put a little bit of work. I want them to arrow it up. Lionsgate, if you want to like charge, so far they're getting like, kind of like, they're not pricey. They're very inexpensive. I like that fact about it with their 4Ks. And if they're going to do like a 4K restoration, put them out like they did with Halloween, or get something like the show, like Christine, all that type of stuff for cheap prices. That's great. But what I want them to do is take it seriously. And I don't mean just let's make a new restoration. Let's shine this up a bit. What I want them to do is actually look into what they see, like companies like Mondo and Scream and Arrow and Blue Underground and all those companies do. Find a company, start working with them, start getting to work on some good features. Then they can charge a better price, maybe a little bit more of a premium price, and give us more of a premium product. That's what I hope they do. Halloween is number one. Do I remember my first horror film? They do, and they could do so much with that 4K. But don't just put it out. Like, really give us something worth looking at. That's what they need to do. They need to realize that the physical market is a collector's market. That's who's buying right now. The people that are buying aren't the people that are buying $5 DVDs at Walmart or $15 Blu-rays at at their local Target or anything like that. The people that are buying, that are spending money in this type of stuff, are people like me and you and everybody here that's in this room. Leprechaun was your first? Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 was my first horror film that I saw at a drive-in, actually. How do you feel, Entertainment, about the fact that Scream Factory is putting out a lot of their earlier titles in steelbooks? Creepers, what a great one. That's Argento, otherwise known as Phenomenon, and actually one of my favorite films. Nightmare on Elm Street? You were 4 when you saw Nightmare on Elm Street. That's pretty cool. I was around the same age when I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre, actually. A movie to this day that I consider one of the most perfect horror films made, and I do not agree when people say that the remake is just as good. I don't think it is. I think that they did some nice stuff in the remake, but I think they really messed up the family in the remake. It'd be nice to see what they're going to bring out. I know we've seen some of the Warner Brothers titles come out, but I kind of want to know. Recently, with some of the stuff that Scream Factory is putting out, I've gotten more back into Scream Factory than I was over the last couple of years. I did kind of fall out with Scream Factory, and just not over anything in particular. It's just other companies caught my eye. Vinegar Syndrome, for instance. I think Sudden Fury is coming out soon from Vinegar Syndrome. That's a Canadian film. I definitely want that one. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, reality, the first time I saw it, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all, actually. I think the only thing I liked about it was Carolyn Williams, because legs. But I ended up liking it. I think I watched it again the next day, and I got more of a kick out of it. Much like when I first saw Evil Dead 2. I didn't like Evil Dead 2 the first time I saw it, and for a lot of people, Evil Dead 2 is their favorite Evil Dead. It will never be my favorite Evil Dead because I like the scares, and I do find Evil Dead scary. I don't find Evil Dead 2 scary. It's not meant to be. It's a comedy, and Evil Dead 3 goes in hilarious Three Stooges style. But I did eventually like it. Yeah. It's my top 2 movies that I like to have. From which company, James? Uh, I can list from different companies. For Here's an easy one. From Mondo Macabre, I'll go from different companies. That'll make it easier. It's well, Perversion Story, which recently came out, and I don't know. Perversion Stories was 6 out from Mondo Macabre. When for like, I'll just give you regular stuff. For Scream Factory, there's a lot. I mean, because I missed a lot of their stuff. But there's stuff that I really like need to pick up. Like I man, let me just, because I want to give like a good one, and I like that question actually. That actually is a really good question. So I want to do it right. Now MVD has, the company that you actually found me. They have some. Okay, let's go to 2000s. So for Scream Factory, I'm just gonna go regular titles here. Actually, by the way, guys, I'm not gonna go like box sets or anything like that. There's a lot that I definitely need. Like In the Mouth of Madness is one for sure. I got to get that one down the road. Just Silent Night, Deadly Night, of course, the first one. That's one that I do want to have because I'm a huge fan of like of that type of stuff. Man, there's so much I don't have here. I got The Strangers. I got Prince of Darkness. They re-released Prince of Darkness. And it's like some fun stuff like House of Drip Blood, Cage Fury, stuff like that. And Piranha 2: The Spawning is my better half. That's her favorite. I'm glad you're here too. It wouldn't be the same without you, reality. Now, when it comes to like, if you want to go and MVD working together on future releases, oh nice, that'll be good. MVD, the first one they put out, the documentary one, Attack Killer Tomatoes. Yo, hey guys, hey there, Squalder, how's it going? Strangers Prey at Night, I really like that actually. I thought that was underrated. When it comes to, I like this thing. List Scalpel is definitely one of my top picks for Arrow that I don't have. That I've always wanted. Kind of like a sleazy Southern Gothic type one, and you know how I like those movies, James. And Inferno's another one that sticks out in my mind, which is Clouseau. Do I own any of the Hunger Games movies? I own them all actually. I have not seen them all, but I do own them all. I actually kind of like Nemesis. There's another one that's a good one, and of course Vestron Video. There's definitely a few that I don't have. Those that I would love to have. They're very expensive here. There was like, of course, everybody's grabbing. So it pisses me off so much because here in Canada we don't get the good price stuff. So I didn't get Trick or Treat show up here. That didn't show up. I was really peeved about that. And I'm seeing all these people with their Maximum Overdrive that they're picking up for $24, and I'm like, damn it, Ken. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff from a lot of different companies that Code Red, Sweet 16, which I'm hoping that maybe they'll do with Kino down the road, and of course, for Kino, the Pit, the Bitch, the Stud, because they're not available here in Canada. I hate when it's stuff that's not available here in Canada. So sometimes when I try to open up my iPhone, it goes directly to my Apple Pay for some reason. That always freaks me out. Twilight is coming on 4K. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not a fan. I'm just gonna say fan part should not sparkle. I can see why it's meant for a certain age group and demographic. That's not me. I prefer Christopher Lee and his fangs, like that's, and his non-sparkliness, and Franklin Gella with his kind of like just presence and his acting ability. Even Jack Palance does a great job when it comes to that. I gotta get those actually. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is on an iPad. When I first did my videos, I used an iPhone. I had an iPhone 4 back in the day, old school stuff. But this is the. I don't have the X yet. This is the 8. I'm gonna grab like either an 8 Plus or maybe an X like Plus down the road, because I did get a phone last year, so I probably don't need a new phone, but I want one of the big oversized ones. I like those. Find those cheap public domain box sets they sometimes sell at Walmart. Hold on. Yes, I did. I buy a lot of them actually. There's a lot of really good movies on there. If you want to know what's coming out from certain companies, and see, it's Canucksploitation, Ken, so it's got to be good right away. I'm a huge fan of Canucksploitation. I'm Canadian. I got a bias towards it there, but I do find that when it comes to things like Sudden Fury, which is a thriller, if I remember correctly, is that the one where the guy, Lady Terminator? Oh, that's on. Get the DVD. It's good enough for Lady Terminator. Certain ones, like I think with Mono Macabre, the DVDs really are like definitely decent enough quality. There's certain movies that are not going to get too much better whether they go to the blue or they go to 4K, in my opinion. And Mono's got a lot of great DVDs out there. If you really want Lady Terminator, it's not something that I expect them to be upgrading anytime soon. You know, they may be, but I don't, you know, not that I'm aware of. If they are, you may know more than me. But it's one that I think that, well, Lady Terminator. Oh, Savannah, Google the trailer, because there's no way that I can tell you and explain to you what Lady Terminator is about without you looking at the trailer. It's much like Mystics of Bali. If you don't know what it is, only the trailer will tell you. 4K knows what I'm talking about. It's different, and don't expect to go in there and expect it to be just Lady Terminator. No, it's a very different film, Savannah. Maybe not in front of your parents, though. Although it's a trailer, it's still kind of weird. It's weird. Yes. I think you just want to get closer to the Russ Meyer set, Ken. That's kind of what I expect right there. Wow, top movies that I like. James, that's a good question. Vinegar Syndrome. There's another company too. I love a lot of their stuff. Wonder Woman movie on eBay. As in like the Wonder Woman, like the new movie, or are you talking about Wonder Women, the one that came out for Vinegar Syndrome? Now, if you're talking about the Wonder Woman movie that came out recently, I really did like that. I actually thought it was really good. Like, there were certain things that were kind of weak at the end of it, like the villain. Like, the villain was pretty weak. But the movie itself, I really liked. The Gal Gadot is someone that I really like. She's really... She does it. She embodies it well, and I didn't think she would. I was really skeptical about her when they announced her. I was like, that's that really skinny girl from the Fast and Furious series, right? And I'm like, Wonder Woman? I'm not quite sure, because Linda Carter was like she looked like a Wonder Woman, I guess is what the best way to put it. She kind of embodied the role, so I wasn't quite sure if Gal Gadot could do it, and she did. So kudos to her, because that was an excellent movie. Now, the new movie has been actually pushed back a year, so you got a lot of time to dive into this one right now. And it'll be interesting to see how it goes. See, I'm still waiting for mine to come. I know that they've finally got through the Canadian border for the Vinegar Syndrome releases, but I don't have my Vinegar Syndromes yet. So one of them's only got a 7.5 on IMDb. Do you know why that is? Why it's not higher? Linda Carter looks amazing. She's on the Google Doc list. And if you're new, Muggy, here, don't know what the Google Doc list is? The Google Doc list is my list of really cute girls. Animated DC movies? I do. I think that one of the best that came out during recent time is Gotham by Gaslight. I was a really big fan of the graphic novel Gotham by Gaslight, but I do think that the animated version of Gotham by Gaslight actually topped the graphic novel and did a better job. Bobby Joe and the Outlaw. I've watched that one many times, Ken. Many, many times. They actually changed who the killer was in Gotham by Gaslight, and I thought it was a really good change. So if you've only ever seen only ever read the graphic novel of it, I do recommend you check it out. It's actually really, really good. But there's, was that all of it? Man, I got like a whole series, like 8 seasons of a show, and then 2 seasons of another, and 2 seasons of another, and then another series. So that's not too bad actually, considering, like, for spending very little. I went there not thinking I was going to buy anything. And so that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 13 seasons. And I kind of dig that. I like, it's my first time going to the flea market in a while. There was like no horror there, nothing interesting like that. So I'm kind of surprised, because in my in the flea market that I went to in St. John's, around like oh, I don't have any more tonight, unfortunately, James. I wish I did. The other flea market that I used to go to in St. John's, now they're seasonal specific when it comes to that stuff. There were tables there that when October hits, when Halloween is coming around, they specifically like put out tables and tables of like horror movies. That's what they do, and sometimes they charge a little bit more for them. I hate The Killing Joke. I hated it. Just to let you know, I thought they did a horrible job, The Killing Joke. That's probably the worst DC animated film that I've ever seen. And oh, thanks, James. Because they screwed up Batwoman. They screwed up Batgirl. They really screwed up Batgirl on that one. I did see Killer Joe's a while back though. 2 people won the Powerball. Hey, 4K, did you win the Powerball, man? You're in New York, right? You can tell me. Keep between us. Nobody else will know. Damn. So I can stop sucking up now then? No. But too bad, man. I bought a ticket today, a Chase the Ace ticket, which is a big thing here. Which I'm not sure if it's over there in the U.S. as well. But we have this thing called Chase the Ace, where basically you buy like a ticket, and every week there's a draw, and you go and you pull a card out of a deck, and it keeps going until you win an ace. Until you get an ace, the person gets ace wins it. She got back on Friday night. She was supposed to get on. She was supposed to leave on like Friday night and get back Saturday morning, but because she works for the company, they had a freight boat coming across, and she came across on that. She had her own cabin there, and she got back Friday night around like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. So we got in and we just went to like pretty much went straight to bed. We were tired, and got up the next morning, went out to get groceries, went to the new, the liquor store, and went to see like where they had like we're Canada, so now, and it's like the big like legalization of like marijuana. So we went out and we saw went to the place where it is in our area, and kind of like just kind of checked it out and see like history being made type of thing, I guess you can say. So go government with, hopefully this like does stuff good. Show me what covers look like on which ones. I'm going to say it on Tuesday. I didn't quite understand your question, Savannah. I don't think I got it right. Sometimes things like fade pretty fast. Oh, Hunger Games cards. I'm not quite sure where they're at. If I, let's see, because I got like what were the for a lot of them I got the Walmart exclusives. Uh, this guy came to like this like smaller flea market back in if I'll see if I got in there in a second actually, back in the back when I was in St. John's, and he had all these movies, these like multiple copies of Hunger Games and Disney movies and stuff like that, all sealed, and he said that he just happened to buy a few of them. And I'm like thinking, yeah, okay, so what truck did these movies fall off of? But he was selling them for like $5 each. Let me just see. I think I do have it over there. If I can't find it, I can't promise, but I'll just check for a second. You guys can talk amongst themselves. Oh, I'm so looking for this for ages. We'll find them later. So I've only managed to find two of them there so far, but I'm not sure if the other ones are like in steel books or something like that. But I got like, but I know I got the rest of them here somewhere. So this was the collector's edition. Okay, we'll show this one first. So this one here is like whatever this. So this is the Mockingjay Part 1. I got them both here, but I can't remember where the other one's at. So that's the cover that we had here. And there's like a Walmart collector's edition of Catching Fire, which my better half really likes. So this was the cover they used for that. Now I've got the other ones, but I'm not quite sure where they are. But I'm actually kind of glad that you had me look for it, because I was looking the other day for my copy of My Bloody Valentine 3D for ages, and I couldn't find it. Now this here is a Best Buy exclusive. It's not available to buy anymore. So this is the original My Bloody Valentine. I think. Is it, no, is it the original? No, it's the new My Bloody Valentine, but it's in 3D. And it's like they put it out with regular 3D, but this is actually real 3D. It's not mirrored? It should be mirrored, actually. Oh, you never seen Mud? Mud is really good. Reality gave a great suggestion there. That is a fantastic Matthew McConaughey film. And for me, it's the movie that brought him back. True Detective obviously like cemented his career back again, but Mud is an amazing film. If you've never seen it, it's really, really good. Lincoln Lawyer. You're a Matthew McConaughey fan, I'm guessing. And did I miss anything while I was gone? But no, oh yeah, my better half got back. So Saturday went out and did some stuff. Came home, just relaxed for a bit. Fell asleep like 11:30, so I didn't really make a video. I've had insomnia for like the last, you guys know, for a long time now. So the fact that I actually slept last night was incredible. Was that made in Canada? Don't Go in the House? Kind of makes sense, actually. I know that Ken mentioned the Sudden Fury is coming to Vinegar Syndrome, and what I was saying before, but I my mind trails off, is that Canadians are really good when it comes to thrillers, like dramatic kind of thrillers. Movies like Sudden Fury, One Night Stand, which is the one that I really want to see come on Blu-ray. That I was asked tonight about like to recommend some thrillers to somebody, and the other day I was speaking to like a girl at work, and how about me? What my favorite with Matthew McConaughey? Actually, you did mention one of my favorites actually, which is Mud, and True Detective I think is one of his best roles ever. But Mud definitely stands out. Mud's one of the ones that I really, really love. Titanic. Back in the day, I owned Titanic. If you want to buy it on VHS, you can get it anywhere. It's they really overproduced that movie, man. I'm not a fan actually of Titanic. Oh, did I like Dallas Buyers Club? It was kind of depressing, but I did like it. It's a well done movie. It's not completely the type that I. It's not a rewatchability. For me, it's like it's one. It was a one watch because it was a really good movie, but it's not a movie that I'd rewatch. And I do think I own it though. I always get amazed by the stuff that you guys come up with in here. I never know quite where it's going to go. Usually it's in a horror direction, but sometimes it can be like TV or this time Matthew McConaughey. Not quite sure that we start with that one. But my favorite Matthew McConaughey movie of all time is obviously the classic Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. With that amazing line, "Don't touch my remote control." You did. When you say Leatherface, you mean that one where you have to guess who Leatherface is? Is that the one? Could Leatherface be the guy that looks exactly like Leatherface? Or a person that it makes absolutely zero sense for Leatherface to be at all? Why, I think it should be the person that it makes absolutely zero sense for Leatherface to be at all. Because it doesn't fit with Leatherface's personality, what or who he is, any previous incarnation of Leatherface in any way. But hey, we'll just stick a bunch of actors in there and hope it does well. But it didn't, because Leatherface sucked ass. Yeah, the movie Stephen Dorff, it sucked, man. That was bad. And I like Stephen Dorff, and I like Lily Taylor, and I'm like, fantastic, Addiction, Abel Ferrer, One I'm Getting for Christmas, a movie that I really like. So I didn't go in with like high expectations with Leatherface, because it was Leatherface after all. And unlike a lot of people, I did get a kick out of Texas Chainsaw 3D because Diodario. When I think of Dazed and Confused, I'm not going to lie, it's that classic line that Matthew McConaughey says when he's standing outside there. And it's, to paraphrase it, basically, it was kind of like, that's what I like best about high school girls. I kept getting older and they stayed the same age. That's the classic Matthew McConaughey line. Love it. Dazed and Confused is a great soundtrack, but that line stands out. It's one of those like quotable lines. I'm surprised none of you mentioned Magic Mike, actually. That was actually a really big one that for him. All right. I really liked Everybody Wants Some. I don't think it got talked about enough, actually. But that's one that I watched it a couple times, actually. I watched it in a row. I liked it, and I don't know why, but I just kind of felt like I wanted to watch it again. And this happens to me every once in a while, where I'll like watch a movie and then watch it again. 90s film, what we call it. No ticket. Well, there's a movie coming out, was that mid-90s or something like that, that's supposed to be pretty good. And that's what it deals with, like the dramatic, like kind of street kids. Yeah, Polly does get around here, but not you're gonna get that song stuck in my head, man. Because I know that song. There's certain songs that just stick. My grandparents used to like these like really depressing songs, like these older people songs. And there was like this Newfoundland song. I think it was a Newfoundland song called "I'm Nobody's Child." And like you'd get like, usually it'd be like some kind of like, usually an older person would be singing it, or like, and it would have like an accordion, of course, because Newfoundland music and Irish music, you use a lot of accordion and stuff like that. And it had this like really depressing thing, like "I'm nobody's child. I'm nobody's child." Was it? "I'm like a lost sheep, just running wild." How depressing does that sound? But I could never get what my grandparents like this, like, and that's what they grew up with, right? But for me, it was like super depressing. And my pop, rest in peace, I miss him a lot. what he would do, like he said, we'd go on a trip, we'd go driving, and he'd laugh. And I came to know this specific laugh because I knew that when he started to laugh, that he was going to put on this music and going to make me listen to it for the next 3 hour drive that we had, because he probably like messing with me like that. And it was so now when I hear that song, it's yeah, Polly actually hasn't been around in a bit. Hopefully he comes back here soon. I think he has been around. He was here a while back, so I'm guessing maybe it's like on vacation or got it like working somewhere new. I hope there's nothing that hope he's not coming back because he don't like me anymore. So hopefully he should be back soon. I find that a lot of people come in and out here, and it's great that we get like a lot of regulars here, like Reality, Savannah, James, we got Ken, we got 4K comes in, we met so many amazing people, and we actually managed to get some podcast crew as well. Ooh, there's a new one out, I think. I always. So what is out latest? Let me check. So there are a couple episodes of Projection Booth out now. Just to this was episode 77. There's a new episode coming out actually really soon, which I'm actually really excited for. And he did one with his daughter again, Raven, like looking at some like kind of younger movies. Ooh, I haven't seen the Before trilogy in like a long time. At least it seems like a long time. Was that how long? Was that a '90s? I'm trying to remember. But no, I'd have to get those again because I haven't seen them since they originally came out. To be completely honest with you. A Mischief. Oh man, I remember that one. That's the one with on the poster, right? There's a guy like kind of like falling out of a car, and he has girls' panties in his hands or something like that for some reason. Leave it to me to remember something like that. But and he's blonde hair. Yeah, that one. I remember that. Do you remember Fraternity Vacation 4K? I love Fraternity Vacation. It's one of my favorites. I don't know why, but it always stuck with me. Mischief or Fraternity Vacation, Rich? So Fraternity Vacation stars Stephen Jeffries, and if that kind of sounds familiar and you're not quite sure who it is, Stephen Jeffries, he plays Evil Ed in the original Fright Night, and of course, he's also in 9/7 Evil as well. He's kind of the lead actor in that. Now, in Fraternity Vacation, he's playing with Amanda Beers, of course the lead actress from Fright Night, and this is before Fright Night. They actually got Fright Night together on the and didn't even know that each of them were going to be working in it. So they each got called separately and got that film separately, not knowing that the other one were working on it. So he plays this character that is super geeky, and there's these two kind of semi-cooler characters. And it's like there's this line in it, which I don't know if I should say it on here because younger audience, but he's trying to get lucky, and he's at a this is probably, if you know this movie, you remember this. He's at a club, and he's going around, and every girl is like turning him down. They're laughing at him. They're shoving a drink in in his lap, that type of thing. And finally comes up to Amanda Beers, and he basically says, I'm gonna. Said, can I sit down? And she's kind of like no. She kind of dismisses him. So and it's like, so I guess in the parking lot, said the question then, and fill in the blank for that. But and then she lets him sit down because she thought it was funny. Private Resort, yeah, classic stuff. You don't get enough of that now. You get a lot of like Marvel movies now. Do you ever watch Screen Rant? Because they have this thing on here called Movie Pitch, which is frigging awesome. And if you've never seen Movie Pitch, basically it's this guy, and he's playing the guy that's pitching the movie, and he's playing the guy that is pitching the movie too. And he literally just it's the B, and then there's a J parking lot. Rich, just trying to figure it out. But yeah, if you've never seen Movie Pitch, seriously, it's worth checking out. It's really, really, really funny, and he like points out the inconsistencies in these films. Hot Dog, Hamburger, the movie. There's so many great ones like that. I'm surprised Vinegar Cinema hasn't put more out. Of course, Joysticks was another one. Meatballs was done here in Canada. That was a big one with Chris Makepeace. And of course, Bill Murray. And then they made the Meatball sequels, which were kind of fun. I think one of them had like the ghost of a porn star that, and it wasn't even like much nudity or anything in this one, but that had to, it couldn't go to heaven until she got like a guy laid who was a virgin. Stripes. What kind of training, sir? Army training. Yeah, I love Stripes. Stripes I watched millions of times. Canada, we do thrillers and comedies like no other. Hey, g'day. Mamma Mia 2. Did you like Mamma Mia 2? See, my better half really, really enjoyed it, and I thought it was okay. I wasn't too overwhelmed. Like they told me, it's going to be better than the first one, and this, and this, and I liked it, but I didn't like it as much as the first one. Now, most people are in the opposite direction. My better half, she liked it better than the first Mamma Mia. I'm an ABBA fan, right? But I felt like a lot of the best ABBA songs were really done in Mamma Mia, and I like the singers in the first one better. The girl in the second one, Lily Rabe, her voice is amazing. Like she's incredible. I just wish that a lot of the other people would match up to her. The worst like singer, in my opinion, is the guy that did Harry. Wisconsin's mentioned in movie Stripes. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going to Wisconsin. Fritz the Cat. I'm a huge Ralph Bakshi fan. I grew up with the ultimate version of Spider-Man for me, which was the 1966 Spider-Man. And that's Bakshi, man. That's Bakshi all the way. But just to give you an example of like my youth, I grew up like reading heavy metal and reading National Lampoons, watching a lot of Bakshi stuff. Oh, actually, I did what? Oh, Schitt's Creek. Actually, that's actually not a bad show. I like Joe Flaherty. It's Joe Flaherty, right? Did I get that right, or is that the other guy? Or is it Eugene Levy? Huh. I know I do like the show. I watched a few episodes of it. I haven't seen much. I like Kim's Convenience. That one I have seen. I don't know if you know that one or not, but actually it's actually a pretty cool show. Canada's always been good with comedy. It's something we've like. You want to know the truth about Metallica? I used to like Metallica, and then they became bitches. And Eugene Levy. Okay, thank you. So I used to be fans of Metallica, and then Napster happened, and all that stuff. And then Metallica were like, "We're losing money, man. We're losing money." Screw them. Well, Metallica was bitching and whining and making millions of dollars about like losing pennies for online. There was bands that were out there that were realizing that this was their chance to actually get a market and market themselves really well. And I remember there was bands that put like free CDs out online for people, or put out free songs and stuff like that. And Metallica just seemed like older, like they couldn't grasp the concept of it, and they didn't utilize it well. And I lost some respect for them. And I completely get like what they went for and what they meant. But I used to like the early stuff. LimeWire, my God, LimeWire, that takes me back. I never really did. Like my Stone Temple Pilots. Yeah, actually I remember that. Now I watch. Of course, I'm from Canada. I listen to a lot of Canadian music as well. And there was a oh God, what was it called? There's a song called "I'm an Adult Now." If you've never heard it, it was actually super cool. And what was really neat about it is that they literally like had no contract or anything. They started doing it on the streets of Toronto. And the original, there's two videos for I'm an Adult Now. There's like one like kind of slightly glossed up video, and there's one literally like filmed on the streets of Toronto. Was the original one when they first did it. They did, I can't remember the name of the group, but did I'm an Adult Now, Hard to Laugh, which was a great follow-up. So I liked a lot of different bands. A friend of mine at work today I just gotten after watching like Idle Hands, which I haven't seen in ages. And he said, "Do you remember the movie Idle Hands?" I said, "I remember Offspring was in Idle Hands." So was Jessica Alba. And if I'm right, young Foggy Nelson from the Daredevil series, and of course it is. Yeah, it was a fun one to watch. I like a lot of different style music. I like everything from like I don't like super heavy like death rock metal stuff. I really got into that. And it's kind of comical because I knew this guy at the old job that I worked at, and he seemed like the quietest like guy, and he was pretty quiet, pretty laid back, and like get in his car to go somewhere, and he had like on this like I guess Swedish like black hardcore death metal. I could not understand what they were saying. I don't think they were speaking another language. I think they were just yelling a lot, and maybe I seemed old, I guess, to him at that point because I'm like, yeah, this is music, all right. But now I grew up in the '80s, and so I'm the type of music that you guys wouldn't even know. Bear Share, I actually remember Bear Share. New wave music was big for a short period of time, and I was really into that. I was a punk. I was into punk. I was a punk. I was a punk. No, I was into punk music. Liked a lot of the British stuff. Loved a lot of the Canadian stuff as well. That tended to be like Morbid Angel. I don't know. I really don't. I'm not going to pretend to be cool and say that I know them. I don't know them. But I Rush. I used to like Rush, and which was a kind of cool band here in Canada. Cheap Trick did some decent stuff. CCR, of course, for John Fogerty. Their last album was horrible, but the one they did, where John Fogerty said, "Screw it, screw y'all." you wanted to make your own album, go for it. A Corrupted File. I guess you can still get that, right? I'm not much of a downloader type person. Look, there's certain ones I'll get. I'll download certain things that aren't available, and as soon as they become available, I feel I get this horrible guilt thing that that if I got something and all of a sudden like, oh, it comes out, oh, it's coming out with a special edition, I gotta have that. Music wise, I don't really download. I did, back in the day, I downloaded a little bit of music. You did with the death metal stage? Did you go through a Christian rock stage as well? Because that's apparently a thing. Yeah, that's a thing too. I didn't get into that either. I remember liking Tattoo a lot. I'm not sure if you guys remember that band. They were a German band of two like teenage girls, and one of the big deals were that they kissed. I'm not making this up. It's the thing. Asking Alexandria is your favorite band. I don't know who they are. I'm old, but I'll check them out. I was just joking, Film Schlock. Streamo music. Tattoo is Russian. Thank you. So you know they are, Scalder. Thank you. They broke up, unfortunately. I think they tried to do like some reunion stuff down the road, like a while back, but it just didn't work. They were gone too far, and like it was a gimmick. Like people, I think, were upset that you have Tattoo's albums that they weren't actually like. I guess they were upset that they weren't really gay. No, that's seriously that was the thing. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the characters that they played, right? That was kind of their gimmick. One of them's married now, actually, and as a child, if I remember correctly. All the things she said was amazing. Smoke cigars and listen to Latin jazz. But jazz comes with like, I think jazz comes with age. Jazz comes with like, you either you get jazz early on, or through music. You not a one-hit wonder though. They had a few songs that were actually big. What were there? Because I was a huge fan of Tattoo. Now, one hit wonder. Do I have the Charlie Brown Holiday Classic on DVD or Blue? On DVD, I've got like the Charlie Brown, I think the 60s set. Or 60s set volume 1, it has like Charlie Brown Christmas and Charlie Brown like trying to find here. Did anybody watch Sabrina yet? I've seen the first 2 episodes and I like it. I like it a lot. All the things she said was definitely, yeah, Not Gonna Get Us, All About Us were, other like huge hits. No, Not Gonna Get Us was my favorite Tattoo song. It kind of had like this the movie Tattoo. Yes, Maud Adams, 4K Cinema, the gorgeous Maud Adams. Yeah, Sabrina, well, it's a new Sabrina. It's Sabrina, it's the charming Adventures of Sabrina, or something like that. Now, it's a spookier series. Now, this isn't Sabrina like you remember, like the 90s series. This isn't a Melissa Joan Hart type of thing. No, they're witches in this one. They are hardcore witches with black magic and Satanism and evil creatures and just like using dark curses on different people. It's a different. The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, I think it's called. So if you never checked it out, it's a 10-episode series. First season just dropped on Netflix on the 26th. And I've gotten to the first 2 episodes so far. Richard Coyle, if you guys remember him from things like, of course, Couplings, where he played Jeff for 3 of the 4 series of that show. He actually has a very big part in a very important part in Sabrina. And actually, if you guys remember Bronson Pinchot from Perfect Strangers, or from some people who are going to remember from The Langoliers. Well, Bronson Pinchot is the principal in the series Sabrina, and he's like a very I don't think that's one you remember. The Backstreet. I remember the Backstreet Boys. I remember, but I also remember like the ones that begot the Backstreet Boys as well. The 2 It movies. We got one big one when it comes to the see. It Chapter 2? Yeah. For me, I wouldn't put It, the original, and double feature with It, because they're similar but different. If you got the New Kids on the Block, NKOTB, they Let It Be Go. Am I a fan of Halloween 3? I love Halloween 3. The stash is in that, man. Tom Atkins is the stash. And it's got such great, like, Marky Mark the Funky Bunch. Good vibrations, man. The Slasher Boys, I saw that too. That was actually pretty cool. It's cute. Started filming in February. Now I like Salem's Lot, and I'm kind of hoping that maybe they'll do something with Salem's Lot. I do hope that if they do redo Salem's Lot again, because they did redo it like in a while back, as a TV miniseries again, and they had Rob Lowe in it. That Marky Mark, yeah, whatever happened to that Marky Mark guy? Yeah, he did do okay. What? Marky Mark? Howling 3 has always been. Okay, we shot in Toronto, I believe. It was shot in Toronto, actually. It's been a long time since I've seen Stone Cold. I think Kino put that out. But it's one that I want. I don't have it now. It's definitely on my list of ones to get. It might have been Richard Crenna, I'm not sure. Was it Richard Crenna in Stone Cold? I can't remember. Or was it Jacqueline Smith? That's a huge difference. I think that when it comes to Mark Wahlberg and Donnie Wahlberg, that they don't seem like they'd be the nicest people, like to hang with and stuff. They seem like they might be kind of douchey. No, they could be really nice people. But it's just the vibe I get, man. Don't have my watch on tonight, so I actually can't see what time it is. Let's go with my better half. She has like a doctor's appointment tomorrow, so this is going to be one of my shorter videos. Well, 75 minutes. Can't say it's shorter, but to Wahlburgers, yeah, that's the one. World Series. Yeah, that could probably make them happy. But Donnie was on Blue Bloods. 4K, my better half would kill for El Santo movies. We we did have to find some of that weren't available on like through nefarious purposes. But Mondo put some out originally. They're gone. They're not available now. And we were like, I looked everywhere for like El Santo movies for her. See, the story behind us, like our first meeting, is that we were going to watch a couple movies together. I'm a movie buff. And so she said she liked horror, and she said she liked Mexican stuff and like wrestling. Like Mexican wrestling stuff, like cheesy stuff and that. So, not knowing any better, I'd gone up to Walmart the day that I spoke to her. And I picked up WrestleManiac, thinking, okay, this will be like an El Santo movie. I like season 2 of Riverdale, actually. Unfortunately, maybe I didn't give off the best impression on my first, like, it wasn't a date, really, it was just hanging out type thing. Pre-date type of stuff, where we're just chilling, becoming friends. When I said, okay, hey, let's watch WrestleManiac, this will be like the El Santo thing, we turn it on, and it's so not. Yeah, Rey Mysterio Sr. plays this wrestler that rips off people's faces, and they're going there to shoot a porno film, and there's a bunch of nudity at the beginning of it. So this is not the best impression that I want to make to the person, for a person that I didn't know at the time, but later become like, my better half. Yeah, it's probably not the best idea. And I followed it up with High Tension. And I thought, wow, she really must like horror movies a lot, because she watched these with me. So I said, what can I get something like that's going to be even more intense than that? Like, and I kept looking around. I kept like bringing in stuff. I'll bring in this, not knowing that she was freaked out by horror films. And then I brought in the Phantom Killer. I'm going to let you like gestate on that for a second. With an F, Phantom Killer. I brought in that series. And I remember that time we were just starting to think about dating. Phantom Killer is one of the worst movies you can choose for a date movie. And if you've never heard of this film, I really don't know what to tell you. You've got a black-gloved, trench-coated, black-hatted, mysterious killer. That's the good part. You also have a super abundance of nudity. I was testing me. I did not know. Film shock. Do you know what Phantom Killer is, by the way? Because I had no idea when we put it on. Yeah, she asked what it was. It's not. That's like saying, "Hey, it's our first date. Let's watch Last House on the Left." No, you don't pick that type of thing on a date. It's Phantom Killer is one of those movies that you don't choose. You do now. Oh, you do now. So you know what it is. Okay. Yeah. There's 4 of them. She watched the 4 of them. My memory sucks about it. Well, unless it's like movie related. The worst movie you ever seen? It's probably something I like, because it's usually something I like. Was it Twilight? Yeah, she managed to sit through all 4 of them. By the time the 4th one came, she's like, "Screw it! I just want to know the killers at this point. I don't care how much nudity I'm gonna have to sit through." El Santo movies on YouTube. I don't. I really think that El Santo's like it's a treasure mine that somebody should put it out. Only a few months ago. I don't know what I talked about a few weeks. I keep forgetting to send you my address. A Quiet Place. Oh, that's the worst. Is that really the worst movie you've ever seen? You have. I thought you were joking when you said that. As in like the worst ever. And what did I tell you to do? I told you to watch Things. And then you would like totally rethink that argument. Just watch Things. Intervision. Check that out. It's really bad. Because they're making a sequel to A Quiet Place. Nobody in their right mind is ever going to make a sequel to Things. Is that the new series? McConaughey, we're talking about the old series. Because there's 2 of them now, right? There's like, the new series must be gone in the 2nd or 3rd season by now. But now you've got to see some really bad movies, Savannah. There's some really, really bad movies. Oh, the old series. That's kind of cool. Good old Murdoch. I like Murdoch. Hey, Savannah, when's your video coming up, by the way? I don't have any of it. I got like a couple seasons, I think. I don't have the complete series of MacGyver. It was at Costco once, and I was going to pick it up, but I didn't grab it. But it's one that I do. I grew up with that show, so obviously it's one that I like. Kind of made science cool. Henry Winkler, the Fonz produced that show. The new series? I haven't seen the new series yet. The original series, Charmed. Put it to you this way. I think it got better as it went along. It was a hard watch at the beginning, except the girls were really cute. And, you had like Alyssa Milano and Shannon Doherty and God, the girl from Dr. Giggles, her, in the original Charmed. So there's no way I couldn't like that. Now, in the original, like especially in the first season, there was a lot of actors that were bad. Like they'd bring in these like warlocks would be like bad guys, and they picked a lot of like I guess like attractive guys that maybe like models or just getting their acting start because they were really, really bad actors. But yeah, no, there were some good ones. American Splendor, I do remember that one. Actually, I think I have got that one here somewhere. Actually, is that based on the Harvey Pekor comic? Is that American Splendor? Because if it is, I know I got it. Or am I thinking of something else? Because that kind of like little comic on it. I'm a huge like indie comic fan, so snobby that way. Yeah, I got that one. I remember I bought it. I actually ended up buying it twice because I bought it first and it was like an open copy, and it didn't have the comic thing in the inside of it. And then I bought it again, get comic one. Okay, I got to do this now. Oh shit, I don't have it here. Let me just see if I got it. Gmail. Do I remember my Gmail? Oh, cool. Oh my God, my password. My Gmail password. Let me see. Because I'm always forgetting the shit. Stuff. I apologize. Ecom password, phone password, ID password, Fitbit password, work iPad password. I wonder if it's this. No, I'm gonna do. It's not. I'm gonna do upstairs. Pagimai is amazing. Shining. All right, guys. I am going to run upstairs. Savannah is doing a collection video. And she's going to say hi to me in that collection video because I expect that now. There, would you dare call me sexy, Aaron, in your collection video? I don't think you will. But say hi to me anyway. I'll much appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I got to go to bed because I actually got to get up early tomorrow. Go to the doctor with my better half. I just get some blood tests done, the regular, usual stuff that she forgot to get done. I am Aaron. I'm actually Bush tonight. Thank you so much for coming to join me tonight here in the movie library. You guys are fantastic. You are the movie club. You're what makes this awesome, and I'm just here along the ride with all you guys. Rich, Reality, Savannah. Savannah, I'm going to go upstairs and do that right away so I remember it. James, Ken, Entertainment, Reality. Your bestie is coming over and you're gonna film me showing your collection. Nice. I'm actually really curious to see your collection. Hold on. What am I holding on for? Because I'm literally going up to email you. You know that, right? Before I go to bed. Don't go yet. Okay. 1 minute. Okay. What am I waiting for, though? I think just so that the guys can see the Russ Meyer set in the background. It's like I'm just waiting here. See what Savannah wants to say. You guys don't have to be quiet. This is me, so see people slowly going off. Counting down from 60 seconds. I know, where's she gone? I want to see their collection video. I'm actually kind of curious about that. I wanted to get some guests in here from people I know around town to into one of my videos, but I haven't got anyone here. 153 minutes. Wow, that's a long video, man. Big Polly. I'll check it out. Was that when you announced that you won? Just discovered Big Polly. I'll check Big Polly out, and I'll check that out as soon as I email you my address. I'll give you the right address this time. So, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys soon. I'm Aaron. You're awesome, and I gotta make some tea as soon as I keep my promise, and that's to email Savannah and check out the video. So, I'll see you guys next time right here in the movie library. Probably after Tuesday after I watch the movie. So maybe we'll have a Halloween 2018 talk. So if anybody hasn't seen it, see it by then if possible.